You know, Kanan came in to talk to me about working together, about linking the fuck your shit up.
Yo, I'm kind of mixed about this episode 10, y'all. I'm kind of mixed cuz we got our boy Shamiki Moore. Who plays as Miles Morales. Now he's confirmed as Breeze. I he wasn't what I was expecting. He was not what I was expecting, really, because it was like, okay, when Snaps and Pop was like, yeah, we're gonna bring in our, I guess, nephew or whatever. He was like, oh, here he comes. And I'm like, wait, what? He's like, oh, and then as soon as Oda came, was like, oh, this nigga. I said, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. And next thing you know, he gets out the car. Says, oh, okay, now I'd like to introduce you to this guy. And he said, well, my name, they can call me that, but you can call me Bree. So I said, okay, so this is the guy that Ghost kills in the future, basically in Power Origins. He's gonna kill him, right? And we're gonna get this whole setup. Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was like, Shamiki, what he's doing here? I said, what the fuck? But okay. But for the beginning part, right? Because Jukebox tells Kanan that Crystal's dead, and then he just loses it. He's like, anytime he gets close to anybody, everything just gets taken away from him. And then it's making so much sense now, because he's gonna become the way that he became, because he couldn't get close to anybody. Because everything was being taken away from him. And I honestly thought in this episode that Snaps and Pop was gonna get popped. I thought, because when they made that small little gesture where they was like, because they like Kanan, they really like Kanan, and they invested into his future, and they was like, well, basically Kanan and Breeze can work together, and Unique is gonna be there for a little while, and then they're gonna exit him out. So I'm like, and he was like, he caught that, he peeped that, he was like, what that mean? Like, what you saying here? Because honestly, like because Kanan went to Unique first, but then word got to them, they was just like, oh, we heard that, Unique and y'all gonna work together. So I guess what they're gonna try to do is they're gonna, everybody work together for a little while, and then they're gonna exit out Unique at some point, and then it's just gonna be Kanan and Breeze working together. So I'm like, what type of shit they working on? I'm like, this is some fuck. I was like, yo, but I honestly thought they was gonna die. I was like, yo, these two people, that's it for them. But I was like, okay. But then we got to see later on when Phil Russo, because he had this, private conversation with Stefano, and he was like, well, I was the one that helped you get rid of Sal Buscemi so that way you could have his seat. And he was like, that was like a disclosed agreement between them, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, all right. But then that's when Phil was like, because they had a heated argument, and that's when Phil stabs Stefano. Now, the verdict on him being alive or dead is like up in the air, kind of up in the air at the moment. That's the verdict that they've been playing off in this episode 10. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So I'm like, all right. So they give us that, right? And then that's when you see where like Phil Russo tells Unique, because Unique goes to see him, he's just like, I don't even care anymore. He said, just go crazy. And that's when Unique is like, all right, he's gonna go crazy. But then the beginning parts of it was funny too, because it was like Unique was basically telling all the business, where he was just like, yeah, I was clapping Rock's cheeks. That shit was crazy good, right? And then it's crazy because Lulu is looking at like Rock like, you let this nigga clap? Like, this shit kind of sound weird to me. And then he like, yeah, where was you at? You was sucking bottles and drinking juicy milk. Like where you been at? And I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, Unique is just, he didn't even need to say all, like, he was just exposing shit. But once when shit was really popping off, that's when you seen like Lulu take like Panessa and Unique's kid, kidnap them. So I'm like, okay, they got leverage. They got some leverage now, because they got them. And then because Unique is already like firing shots, because when Marvin was getting shot at, because the way that they was like kind of like teasing this episode was when Jukebox was talking to Aisha, where she was saying that, yeah, Marvin still needs her, so she needs to really be here for Marvin. And she can't really see herself like leaving because she figured that she found her place, which she didn't know. She haven't found her place completely, but she's saying like right now like she found her place, but it's like she has to be there for Marvin. Now I thought that when the gunfires was happening, I'm like, oh, what's happening? But Marvin survives. So I'm like, okay, so Marvin survives. So he doesn't catch his bullets. I was like, okay, another one down. Now he killing early. I was like, okay, so now that's one off the checklist because I was like, it only made sense because since Marvin fucked up, he really fucked up because he should have killed both Marvin. I mean, sorry, he should have killed Londell and Early. He should have killed them both so that way Stefano would have not known. But then I think Stefano would have had a suspicion because he would have been like, well, Marvin's not really being truthful with him about like what happened to his mans in Long Beach. So it was like or Howard Beach. So I think that something like that would have still happened. And even though Stefano was like, well, he cut off connection because he was like, I'm not going to supply it with the trucks. I'm basically done with y'all, right? He didn't kill him. He just like, I'm just done. But then the way that him and Phil Russo was having this discussion, I wouldn't say that he probably would have tried or anything. I think it was just that he pulls out from New York and then he can keep it for himself. But then, you know, Phil Russo stabs Stefano. He takes a shot at him. He stabbed him. So I'm like, okay. So now they left us off with like a big cliffhanger and tease of what's to come in the next season. Now, we did see, you know, Marvin, I guess, take Amber or not take her, but just watched as the new family takes Amber. You know, I was kind of like wondering, like, damn, like I would have liked if Amber would have appeared like in an original Power or something to be. I don't know because it's like he helped her. He helped her in a situation. You would think maybe she could have became something or done something, but like, well, 30 years ago there was this man. He saved me. He was Uncle Marvin, and then, but oh man, but see, they wasn't thinking back then. They wasn't thinking, but you know that happened, right? And then the big cliffhanger. The big cliffhanger. Well, no, you know what? Before I even get to that, so you had Garcia. So Garcia goes to talk to Jukebox, and he tells her like, oh, there was a woman that was seen spotted. Right, no pictures, no nothing, right? And then that's when Jukebox have this, you know, deep conversation with Rock, and she was just like, well, she asked her like, are you sure you had nothing to do with this? Because everybody is still looking at Rock, and the thing is, you got to give like Snaps and Pop freaking a round of applause because they done this beautifully. They masterfully done this, where they pulled the wolves on everybody's eyes into thinking that Rock literally had famous skill. And he killed Crystal, which none of that didn't happen. None of that didn't happen at all. That Rock had nothing to do with it. So they having this talk, and she was like, well, I'd rather be like my dad to be like you. So I'm like, oh shit. That's why when they was doing all this, I was like, oh shit, Marvin gonna get this bullet. Marvin gonna die. Like the way they was setting it up, they did this shit masterfully because I was like, oh shit, I don't know about Marvin. But none of that didn't take place. Right, and then she talks to Kanan one last time, and she tells him, and she's like, I don't think Rock had anything to do with this. She's telling him, she's like, because Marvin tells Jukebox, because he was like, if Rock had anything to do with like Crystal or Famous's death, he would have known about it, because Rock would have told him, because you know, Marvin is like her number two. He's really like her number two, even though they had a little argument about Marvin's fuck ups, and then they was kind of like going at each other, blaming each other about, you know, certain things, but he's ultimately like her number two. It was Lulu for a while, but once when Lulu was going through some things, that's when it was Marvin that was her number two because he stepped up, right? And that's when he tells Jukebox, he was just like, yeah, Rock had nothing to do with it. When she tells him about it, where he was like, I don't think she had anything to do with it, and he's all pissed off. Now I think Jukebox probably made the call to Rock to inform that, okay, Kanan's going over there with a gun. He's gonna probably try to kill you now. And then that's when we get to that part. That's when we get to that part. Now, before I even get to that part, oh yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. I forgot about that. Make sure you like and subscribe. But the conversation between Kanan and Lulu, where they had that talk, and he was just like, nah, Kanan, I'm a man now. See, this grown man shit, you gotta accept who you are, which is true, which is fair. Because he believes that if he had nothing to do with D-Wiz's murder, D-Wiz would have still been alive and they could have figured something out. Possibly, yeah, maybe. But I think in Rock's terms at the time, I think Rock probably would have still killed D-Wiz, right? I think that bit probably would have happened. So I'm like, I don't know about that. But they had this discussion, and that's when he was telling, like, all of the stuff that they was telling Kanan, it was like to try to like sway him from not trying to kill Rock, because when Lulu told him about the whole, Marvin and Lulu couldn't do it. They couldn't kill their grandmother, but Rock was the one to have done it. Like, she shouldered all of the responsibility. Now, take it as what you want. It could have been in Kanan's mind as a noble thing, or it could have been as she's doing what she always done and just does shit because she wants to do shit. So you could take it as how you want it, but I felt like it was more of a way of swaying Kanan from his decision. Now let's get to this part. Let's get to this part that y'all all was waiting for. Come the hell on. You gonna leave everybody. That's like a woman. Fine woman coming up in here looking all types of good and fit. And she got the man all types of raving and fully erect and shit. And she just says, bye, baby, I gotta go. And you like, what you mean? I got this shit hard right here. Where you going? That's what they did for us at the end. And I'm like, don't you do that to us. You gonna have this man show up and he's like, yo, I know what you did to Crystal and Famous. And she's like, listen, I honestly, I had nothing to do with it. I swear on your life I had nothing to do with it. And he's still not believing it. And the next thing you know, shit goes black. Pow! I'm like, oh, hell nah. I get this. This is a crazy cliffhanger, because now it's up to us to say, is she alive? Is she dead? Did Jukebox get there? Maybe after? Maybe stop Kanan? Did somebody stop Kanan? Did he shoot on purpose? No, so not on purpose. Did he shot? Maybe he missed? Did he do it? Yo, y'all can't do this to me. Y'all can't do this to me, because I'm like, nah. And then the shit goes black, and I'm like, oh, hell nah. If you gave us that shit with Ghost, you can't do this to me with Rock. But I know. I'm jumping the gun. This is cliffhanger time. I understand. But I'm like, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me.
But you can't do this to me.
This shit was getting good. Because the war is starting to start up. Where Unique got the soldiers. He got Akbar. He got everybody out there trying to kill these people. And it's like, we got all this shit that's happening right now. And I'm like, what the hell you doing? Why would you do this? But here's the big question. So, seeing how season 5, I guess, may or may not be the last season, who knows? But seeing how they gave us Breeze early, season 5 should probably be the last. But we're gonna wait until some confirmation or some news shot. Most likely gonna be next year when we get some news on if season 5 is gonna be the last. But if Kanan does hear the news that it was actually Snaps and Pops that killed Crystal and Famous, I don't think it's not gonna affect the relationship between like Breeze and him. It's not. Because I think if he does do it, then it might be a secret on himself where he might not tell Breeze, or if Breeze really didn't really care about Snaps and Pop like that, then I would say he could be okay. We don't know what that dynamic is gonna be, because we do know that they're gonna work together for a very long time, and then they're gonna meet Ghost and Tommy, and then that's when Ghost is gonna start thinking of his own path and his own way, and then he's gonna say those words to him, "You in the way of my future," and he shoots him, or he just shoots him, right? So, oh my god, like this, nah, man, I don't like this shit. I don't like being felt like this. I need a conclusion. I need an angle, but I get it, because they're gonna make us wait a whole year for them to say, okay, y'all, Rock alive or dead. And you know what? And you know that's not good too. It is and it isn't, because that's slightly the same thing with Ghost, where it was just like, is he alive? Is he coming back? So I was like, oh hell no, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. But they left it off as, what the fuck happened? Did it happen? Is she dead? The Kanan killer. Because I've said it plenty of times on this channel. I was like, I think he probably will. But then the way that they setting it up, and they set it up really well, seasoned really well, that if he did do it, then it's like he's gonna probably regret it once when he learns the truth that it was actually Snaps and Pop that did it. And then he's gonna go through another spiral. I mean, it would make sense for his character development for him to have another psychic break in his mental, to be like, he killed his own mother for nothing, knowing that it was Snaps and Pop, the one that killed Crystal. That would be some masterous shit. That would be some crazy and that, you know what? If they go with this angle, yo, you got me. I like it. You got me sold here. If you go with this story on them doing it, he's so blind. They on some fucking not Darth Vader, but on some Star Wars shit. You will join the dark side. You will kill your mother. Like, they want that type of shit. And I'm like, nah, he just doesn't see it. He just doesn't see it. But if they go with that story, then it's like, all right, you got something. But if the shot was interrupted, or he can't do it, because it looked like he was gonna do it, but we don't know. If he doesn't do it and Rock is still alive, then okay, then Rock is alive and nothing happens to her quite yet. Then there's still some hope for Rock, because I think so. I would probably call my shot. I could be wrong, but I might call my shot here, and I say I think Rock might be alive. Because if you already have like Marvin, Lulu, they still around and they didn't get killed off yet, I think it wouldn't make sense for Rock to go and then to have like Marvin and Lulu still stick around, right? Because you know it's Rock. She's the leader. She's ahead of this shit. So it wouldn't make too much sense for her to go soon. But you could spin it in another way, and you could say it would make sense for her to go, and then you would have like Marvin and Lulu running around, and they could just figure some shit out. But I wouldn't even go with that idea, because Rock is the one in charge. It's her plan. It's her strategy. So I'm gonna call my shot, and I'm gonna say Rock is not dead. I'm gonna say this. Y'all heard it first. I'm gonna say Rock is not dead. I think she might be alive. I think she might be alive. Even though the shit went black, I'm gonna call it right now and say she's gonna probably be alive on this one. Because again, you're gonna need somebody to have these men like do something, like to lead them, because Kanan ain't leading nobody. Jukebox ain't leading nobody, even though Jukebox is the voice of reason, because she was telling Kanan in the beginning that she don't believe Rock has something to do with it, and maybe Snaps and Pop has something to do with it. Because again, they all sneaky and, you know, talking all fucking wrong and shit, like on some Star Wars Sith shit, like, you will join the dark side. Initiate Order 66. Like, they on that type of time. And so I'm like, nah, I don't know. So season 5 is going to be quite big, because you already have a fresh war that's happening. Panessa and the kid, I think Panessa and Jerome, I believe that's his name. Panessa and Jerome got kidnapped by Lulu. So you already got that. Once when the news get out that Unique's family is going to be taken, he's going to have to like pause the war for a little bit. You're going to have that bit. Jukebox is still coming into her own, of more of a discovery of trying to figure out, like, you know, herself more. I think the police should be investigating everything, because again, there's a big war that's happening in I was gonna say Chicago. Big war that's happening in Jamaica, Queens. So I think season 5 is looking to be crazy. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about episode 10. Like, how do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about that damn cliffhanger? Because I'm telling you, I don't like that shit. I'm telling you, it's like a fine female walking by saying some sweet nothings, and you get the man all types of hot and bothered, and then she's like, oh, I gotta go. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm like, I get what they was doing, but I'm like, I don't like that shit. So I'm like, man, I don't know. But I'm gonna call my shot here, and I'm gonna say Rock is alive. I'm gonna say Rock's alive because I don't think she's. No, I don't think she's dead. I'm gonna call it right now. I'm gonna say that Rock's alive, and then maybe after, when everything is said and done, then we'll see. Because again, Rock had her eyes closed. She was accepting it. That's the difference between her and Ghost. Ghost was trying to like convince Tariq not to do it, even though she was slightly doing the same thing, but it was different. It was really different, and she was just accepting like if he does this shit, then he does it. And I'm like, nah, see, I don't. Rock's alive. Nah. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna think she's probably alive or coma, but I think she's alive. I think she's alive. Like, yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think in episode 10. What you guys think? Cause, oh my god, but as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will catch you all in the next one.